Good afternoon everyone, thank you very much for joining me today. Today's reading is going to be, is there a reason behind this connection? You have got 3 piles as usual. I haven't actually got anything on here. Pile number 1, yellow ball, stay. Pile number 2, blue ball. And pile number 3, green ball. Stay. So if you want to take your choice, and I will use this and I'll put the ball on top to show which reading is yours. So if you want to take your choice, then we'll get going. Thank you. Right then, pile number 1. I'm going to go through this quite slowly today to try and pick out the bits that actually, because it's quite a complicated question in my mind. Probably not, but it is in my mind. But to be totally honest, this feels like a really strong spiritual connection. I was looking for lots of different things. I'm looking for major arcana. I'm looking for what type of cards come up. And you've got the star up here. You've got Chiron. To me, there are other planets as well, but to me, with Uranus and Chiron there, are typically the planets, Neptune as well and Pluto, but they're the larger planets that bring spirituality down to earth. I would honestly now be looking for what I would say more pentacle cards to make sure that it actually functions. If you get the Uranus and Chiron very heavy in people's charts, sometimes it's very difficult to ground it. It's somebody who has what I would say flashes of insight and understanding, but they can be what I would say quite highly strung, and it's difficult to pull that down to earth without earth in the chart or without earth in this spread. It may not be functioning in reality. It just may be a feeling, a connection that feels extremely strong. The 6th house here and the 9 of Pentacles here, to me, makes me think either like an everyday connection where you see this person, you feel as if you should be together. And the Hangman here and the Hermit at the back of the pack or the bottom of the pack, once again, make me think of, it feels like spiritual notches. The worst thing in life or out of life would be spiritual notches. This is what it feels like. It feels like by being with this person or being attracted to this person, the way that you conduct yourself, the way that you, I'm guessing here with the rest of the spread, struggle with not being able to be with this person possibly, has what I would say your spiritual notches on the bed, not bedpost, I didn't mean that. Notches on the bedpost. No, I'm going to be sensible today. That's what it makes me think of, not bedpost notches. How you deal with it is important. Right. Now, these 2 cards here make me think, with regards to both of you, that the connection has what I would say some sort of Eastern promise, I was going to say there, but that's Turkish delight. It's got some sort of promise that feels as if it's an inner hunger. The Magician here is trying to manifest the situation with what I would say spiritual whisperings in your ear, continually waking up thinking about this person, just feeling like this is the right person. To me, it's got that deja vu feeling, and I've said this story before, probably about a year ago, I can't remember, of a friend who was on the tube in London and saw this woman and just knew it was her, the one, and went up and he was quite forward. He was Pisces actually, loved to tell a great story. Anyway, he went up and chatted to her and they exchanged numbers and they ended up marrying. It was just that knowing, he said, he just knew it. He said lots of women he'd met before, just saw her, wasn't doing anything particular. I mean, she's not like one of these women that are what I would say typically beautiful, as in society would see as beautiful, but to her, To him, she was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's what I'm getting here. The Magician card here, I'm guessing with regard to the whole relationship, is two people struggling, wanting to manifest this. You both know it. It's like conversations that you possibly have when you're both asleep. You may dream of this person, they may dream of you, and you could possibly see each other the next day and it feels slightly awkward. The Seven of Wands here, to me, feels like complications. And the 6th house here, it could be a relationship that has a large impact on both of you, but that is difficult to actually get going. For what I'm guessing here is complications. The reason why I'm saying complications is you have got either here the Three of Cups, a group of people behind who in some way interfere, or more than, I don't want to go down, yes, honestly, I always say third party, because that's what flicks through my mind as soon as I see this, especially with a woman crying. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. It feels like a group situation or more than two people that cause some sort of conflict with regards to you two getting closer together. The Seven of Swords here is like, to go with this Magician here and the Seven of Wands is like, whenever I'm going to say shit's hit the fan, I don't mean that. It makes me think of going on one of those army courses when you hit the brick wall and you've got to pull yourself up the rope. This is this person with regards to you trying to get close to you because they feel like the connection and feeling like they have to climb up the brick wall or find some alternative way to get around the wall to get to you. The Nine of Pentacles here, very much with these very spiritual cards, make me think of the Magician as well, and this sort of reflective feel of somebody who is struggling to manifest this in a big way. The Nine of Pentacles makes me think as well that both of you are extremely happy on your own. Doesn't mean you might not be in relationships, but it has what I would say an inner contentment, that you don't feel like you need to struggle to make yourself happy or put yourself in relationships that don't suit you. And what's a really nice bit about this spread is the bits we were talking about, the Chiron and the star there, is the Ace of Pentacles here with the Nine of Pentacles here, and this is you. Makes me think the fact you're even watching tarot readings, that you're more aware of you're more aware of who you are in the larger perspective. And this Ace of Pentacles is almost, and with these cards here behind, it's almost like you've done the work in the background to be able to pull this forward. You know what you can and what you can't do and what you're going to get out of it. Do you know, this is making me think, I'm not going to explain this really well, and sometimes I have to stop myself from going in different areas at different times. But I suppose what I'm thinking of, and this spread makes me think of this in hundreds of years time, where the S is. I wonder whether, when we're not restricted to boundaries that we've made ourselves, and I can see like very conventional people or people that like things to be strict, which I do in many ways. I'm really, really old-fashioned. There won't be I don't know how this is ever going to work, but I suppose I'm wondering with this spirituality and with this earthy sort of feel here, whether in years to come, when we're more aware of our spirituality and more aware of why we've come here and karma, whether we will be able to slip in and out of different relationships. It's a huge, I know what I'm saying, and I know it's a huge step. It's almost like, just say you had a partner, both of you both had partners, and you met somebody that you felt like you had to go through some sort of karmic cleansing pattern relationship with. If we were all extremely spiritual and not jealous, or not basically saying, well, we sort of, a lot of people get married so that the children carry the name, and there's that male thing about wanting to have, you know what I'm trying to say here. But if that disappeared, my dog's just broken something upstairs. Would partners be able to release you to go through your karma because there would be an understanding of what you need to do? If that makes sense in some way, because this is what's making me think of this. It makes me think that with regards to this bond I'm assuming you have between this person, almost a case of, with these Ace of Pentacles, that you can see the way around it more than they can possibly. You could manifest this in somehow, but at the moment it feels like restrictions to do with everyday society, the way that we function, and we have accepted this is correct. And this is, I know I'm on dodgy ground here, but this is what I'm thinking aloud, that there could be ways around this. In your mind, maybe in their mind as well. I mean, they're coming across as the Wheel of Fortune, and I was talking, this is like the card for, this is a situation for surrounding. So this is Jupiter, and the Wheel of Fortune to me, I was talking about this today. We were talking about Jupiter with regards to excesses. And I always think Jupiter, when in its very, 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 very best behaviour, is the most beautiful planet out of all the planets. And in the very, very worst behaviour, more than any other planet is the worst. It holds such promise to bringing forth, I'm coming forth, other worlds that we should be using now. But in its worst, in a worst case scenario, it is psychopaths. You know, often in case you see, if you look at the charts of people who are put away for like mass murders, I don't know if Ted Bundy actually, but Ramirez, what's his name, that Night Stalker, and possibly Ted Bundy, a lot of the time there's like what I would say a hubris, which is not the correct word, and a feeling of being invincible. And then all that sexuality is misconstrued and put out in a very sort of, what I would say, incorrect way, which is understatement there. So with regards to this connection, this is feeling like two hopeful people, two people who understand what's going on, two people who are functioning, what I would say from a higher perspective of not wanting to ruin what society has placed around them. And the Five of Cups here makes me think that that feeling there is of loss. So to answer the question, is there a reason behind this connection? The reason behind this connection is to understand how to bring out your best points even if you don't get what you want at the end. It's a case of realising there's a karmic link between the pair of you, which feels beautiful. You both probably manifest it when you're asleep very easily. You both probably feel it when you're close to each other. There may be a slight air of defence here because there's a situation which feels complicated. And I'm guessing if you're female, it doesn't really matter though, but there's it could be either way actually. This Queen of Swords could be male. It's just somebody who feels, which is probably both of you, that they're missing out, and they're trying to find alternatives, trying to make what I would say different situations to get round what I'm guessing are difficulties to get together. Doesn't have to be third party. The Three of Cups can be, it could be just the good life. It could be somebody's gone away to college in a sociable group, enjoying themselves. It's that, it's just, to me, it feels like with the Queen of Swords is upset over something that is like either the good life, them living a different life, you not being involved, possibly, or you living a different life and not being able to get close to each other. There's loads of different scenarios. You've got to use that one to fit yourself. But there is what I would say an air of independence here. An air of knowing who you are with the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, an air of knowing who you are, and feeling the connection extremely strong, them wanting to bring it forward. And to this person, I think, feels really lucky knowing you. But it honestly, with the hopes and fears here, trying to pull so much together and ending in the Five of Cups, this feels like a pile that's doing its job. It's causing you both to reflect on who you are. It honestly feels like two people whose personality changes through knowing each other, even if the contact is limited. It's like it is reflecting on yourself, who you are, how you present yourself in the outside world, who you want to be, what you look like. It's basically somebody who goes and is brought alive again. Not so, oh yeah, okay, there is Uranus there, but brought alive again to function in this world in your best possible outfit. Because this person, and I think it's a very strong feeling you both feel the same. But there's something there that you either can't get in contact with each other, either, you know, there's this Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles here. It could be a work situation. This person, I think, makes you feel secure. It's a spiritual connection that makes you feel secure. There's something about this person that makes you feel as if they are home in some way, with these pentacle cards and these spiritual cards here. Okay, hello again. So the reason behind this connection is to recognise a spiritual bond and to ground it in some way, which I think is falling on your side more so. This person feels the spiritual bond and wants to run with it, but it may not be practical to do so. So let's have a look at what's coming next with regards to this relationship. Let's use these ones. It feels to me that there's going to be, I would guess, an increase in communication that feels fair, and it feels like I'm sure it's you that feels this, that it feels like the way it should be. There's what I'm guessing. This could go either way. There's quite a few different scenarios with where it's going. It could be communication with regards to fairness to do with children. So if there is something to do with children with regards to your connection or with regards to your person, that is going to be an issue, and that may be something that may be talked about, and that's quite quick. If it's not that, if there aren't children involved, or there isn't, I'm thinking here like because you've got the Justice card, you've got the Empress card, and you've got the Eight. I'll show you the cards because it's always nicer to see the cards, and then I can explain what I'm thinking. With regards to, let's just say this relationship has a very, 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 very strong spiritual connection, and there's a problem with moving it forward. To me, with the Eight of Brushes is communication, quick communication. Justice could be to do with marriage or a strong connection that you or this person is already in, and the Empress here once again is like motherhood. If it's not that, another possibility here with Justice, and the fact that you have got what I'm guessing a connection that feels as if neither of you can deny it, would be there is fairness. If you're thinking, is this person attracted to me, and you've got the Eight of Brushes on one side, could very possibly be that you're going to find out soon about this person's attraction towards you. The Empress card here, whether you're male or female, is Venus, and so that could be that you're going to find out that they have a very sort of secret crush on you. And these cards here are very internal up here, so that possibly could be another scenario. It's fairness, it's communication, and it's attraction or motherhood in some way. Let's do one card for advice. Your advice is to, because you're coming up with the Ace of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles, and as we talked about earlier with grounding, what I would say a very spiritual nature and a very spiritual connection. It's like a karmic feel where you've known each other before, and when you see each other, you can see in each other's eyes. Your Queen of Wands here is for you to do two things, I'm thinking, is to continue using this relationship to give you grounding and the ability to actually spread your wings in lots of different areas and be who you're meant to be. Creative, beautiful, fun-loving type of person that you probably already are, but this relationship is to wake you up to that. But it also speaks to me, because you've got the Ace of Pentacles down here, of you may have to find the confidence within yourself to, I'm not saying you're not confident already, but the Queen of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, is confidence in applying yourself. And if this is regards to this relationship, it would be the relationship. If it's just to bring you out of what I would say a shell, and I don't mean you are in a shell, it's like we all sometimes have blinkers on, really strong blinkers. We walk through life with blinkers on, then somebody comes, a spiritual connection, and it's like, wow. It's like your life restarts. And with the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, your life restarts, and you need to basically roll with that. You need to, you know, these cards are weird. They don't make sense to me, but they're brilliant. But it's almost like, we were just talking about blinkers. I didn't actually see this when I said it, but it's like taking off. I'm thinking of Prince when he used to wear those chains on his eyes. What was all that about? Taking off the headdress and then seeing clearly. Because this lady here, I don't know if it's a lady. I don't know what it is. Looks almost as if she can't see, he can't see, and then you've got here the bird with the headdress on. So it's like waking up, peeling off the layers in front of you that make you blinded to who you are and who you are as a spiritual being. Right, I'm going to stop there because I think that's enough to go on. Spiritual connection. Something's going to happen in the near future with regards to what I'm guessing. Either if there are children involved, it'd be some communication about that feels fair or wanting fairness, or you're going to find out that this person's really attracted to you. They feel it too, and it's your job to flower. It's your job to flower, and this person is here to make you flower. Okay, right, pile number one. I'm going to leave that there. I hope that helps in some way. Very strong, very, very strong spiritual feeling here, which I think you would know about anyway, to be honest. I'm going to go now, pile number one. Thank you for spending time with me. Bye. Right, okay, pile number two. I'm going to start talking slowly so that I get everything I can possibly can out of this. The reason behind this connection. It makes me feel like a love at first sight type of feeling. You've got the fifth house, you've got Uranus. If Uranus is in the fifth house, can often speak, if it contacts different planets in your chart or their chart, of something that happens quickly and that makes you feel excited. And I don't know whether it's both of you. The King of Pentacles here makes me think that your person is not normally the type of person that falls in love quickly. Somebody who's quite steady in the way that they come across, somebody who likes life to be very solid, somebody who is possibly a bit of a plodder. Doesn't make me think of an entrepreneur. It makes me think of somebody who likes a solid life, no risks involved. And there's attraction here that's felt, I'm guessing here with Uranus in the fifth house, risky. Uranus in the fifth house can talk of what I would guess gambling and putting too much money on, you know, and possibly taking on that risk of either winning lots or having everything taken from you. This person, the King of Pentacles, whether it's Queen of Pentacles, doesn't matter, would struggle with it. The Bottom of the pack, you've got the Seven of Swords. So to me, I'm getting a feeling without looking down here yet, the Seven of Swords, Page of Wands is like a new beginning, exciting beginning. And I'm thinking at the moment, without looking at this, it might change. That the reason that you possibly could be together, one of the reasons, maybe more, is to change your person's mindset. And I've said in different readings that often in case this person's coming across as very steady, these cards aren't steady. These cards want life to be fun, want life to be spontaneous, want life to be exciting. King of Pentacles is not used to that. The Seven of Swords next to it, at the bottom of the pack, this person, male or female, their mindset needs to change. And the Page of Wands, possibly just small changes, small practical changes, or not practical as in Pentacles, but as in you can do stuff that feels like you can. Do you know what I'm thinking of here? Is it When I Met Polly? Jennifer Aniston plays that. That's quite a good film. The girl who's very free, very bohemian, goes out salsa dancing and pulls a little ferret along on a piece of string, and she meets Ben Stiller, who is the King of Pentacles. He's I think he's an insurance assessor or something. This is what it feels like. Your person is the Ben Stiller, and I'm wondering whether you're more free-flowing. Because you've got the High Priestess and the Star over here for advice for me to try and translate these cards here. So I'm getting a feeling of two different personalities pulled together, and changing in mental processes has got a lot to do with this so far, and I've not even looked at this. I can't only take it in bit by bit. Yeah, okay, here I go. Two of Swords and the Death card. I haven't honestly seen these. I'm not trying to look like a magnificent Mr. Magica tarot reader. The Two of Swords is mental process. Yes, I am. The Two of Swords is mental processes, feeling tied up in them. And I'm sure this is your person. And the Death and Rebirth is changing those processes. Here you go. I honestly hadn't really looked at these. The Six of Cups and the Four of Pentacles is what I'm saying, nostalgia or a stayed condition. The Four of Pentacles here is holding on to that. It's making me think, see, I think your person's really attracted to you and you're different from them. The situation surrounding Two of Cups is like there's enough between the pair of you for the attraction to feel strong, but there's also, you know, people talk about like twin flames, and I don't really know that much about it, to be honest. I can understand things in my own pea brain because I can't take in lots of different information. I have to feel it before I can say it. To me, this feels to me like two people that feel very similar, so put that label on that what you would like there, but there's enough difference for them to be questioning it. It could be like two moon contacts that are conjunct, and then, you know, there's something else very similar, but there's something very different about the pair of you. So the pull is there, especially from their point of view, but they don't understand it. It's like, well, you're not my usual type. You're not like my last girlfriend. You're not like the boyfriend I had, you know, when I was young. You're not like my family. It's that type of feeling, and them trying to shift their mental processes. And you're coming across as the Star. There's Uranus here as well, the High Priestess. You're here to wake this person up and give them a wider perspective of who they are and what part they play in life. The Eight of Pentacles and Nine of Swords, through that process it feels like it's going to be hard work, and that's why you've been brought together. It's not going to be easy. This person's going to struggle with it. I'm almost expecting the Emperor card to pop up. You've got Pentacles card there, Eight of Pentacles there. You're coming across as when I met Polly. When I met Polly. I'm going to Google that. You're coming across as Polly, they're coming across as Ben Stiller. The Nine of Swords is, I'm guessing from both of your point of view, trouble with dealing with this. It's not going to be easy because often case, I'm guessing you are yourself with them and you somehow can sense a connection that's there, that's strong, but there's something where you don't feel like you can quite get in, or you're not accepted maybe. They're just attracted to you big time. There's what I'm guessing, a lot of holding back. And you've got 2 difficult cards at the end of this relationship, or the end of this situation, why you're together. So you've come together with difficulties for you to gain your confidence in who you are, and for them to expand who they are, because I think it's very much in a box, very much down a straight and narrow alley that needs to be pushed outwards. I wonder as well, I mean, you've got the 9 of Pentacles down here for you, and they're coming across to the King of Pentacles. You've got quite a lot of Pentacle cards here. So there's something about each other, I guess, that you make each other feel quite stable in some way. You're coming across as being very self-contained, very much aware of who you are, which is not very poly. But you've got what I would say a spiritual understanding of what's going on behind this. But it's difficult. I think it's more difficult for you. They're thinking, well, this person's in my life. They're so different from me. Why am I attracted to them? You're thinking, this is hard work. Possibly. And once again, a bit like pile number 2, I wonder whether you feel it's always you that does all the hard work. You're the one that has to push the boat out. You're the one that has to understand what's going on, and the other person may basically trip-trap through life thinking everything's lovely, this person's really attractive, but I'm not quite sure because they're not my usual type. Straightforward sort of reaction, and you're like, although they've fallen fast, and you're like, change your mind, come on, you can stretch outside do you know what I'm thinking here as I'm doing this? I forgot what I was doing my cards for now. Let's just say that I'm going to make a scenario up. You've got to fit it to where you might meet this person or your last contact. Just say you're in a bar and they're there, and you walk in and you both look at each other and know there's an attraction there. And then so this is really tricksy. You turn around to move away, and then you look back to see where they're looking at you and they're not. This is where the confusion is, because this person's recognised you as being attractive, and with the 2 of Cups and the King of Pentacles, and it's there and it's solid and there's no question about it. But you're sort of expecting more of a connection or more out of them. So you're looking back to see, and they're not looking, because they've actually thought, yeah, I find that attractive. Let's go on with the next bit. Let's see. Let's taste my glass of wine, or whatever. That type of thing. So this, to me, possibly could be somebody with very earthy energy. And you may have earth in you as well, with the Queen of Pentacles here and the 4 of Pentacles behind, but maybe not the same amount. So you've got more nuances in your personality. This person is very solid. This person could have a position where they're respected or they're seen, and people come to them for advice, and they've got the house, they've got the car, and their life has been very similar for the last 10 years. And it's causing discomfort for you, because I think you feel like the person who's more in charge of the relationship and where it's going to go next, as if you feel like you're doing all the legwork. They are there, they've responded in a way that you would like, but not enough. Yeah, I think to me that feels like the upset in this relationship is not moving enough. It's like, bam, attraction. It's like, wow, you don't feel like that often in life, that you see people and it's immediate. This person feels exactly the same. But it's almost like you have to go up and have a conversation with them and say, look, I know you're attracted to me. I know you're not used to this situation. We can take this, don't do this. We can take this really steady for you to feel more grounded, more at ease with yourself. This is going to be hard work. Are you in or not? And this person can't take that in, to me. It's like you understand the possibilities and the probabilities in this relationship, and they're like, very attractive. Lovely to spend time with them, but if you ask me to go outside my comfort zone, I'm going to clam a little bit. I'm going to suffer, so I can't do it. I'm concentrating on work. Let's have a look what's coming up next then between the pair of you. Let's use some different cards. Stretch outside my comfort zone. To me, this relationship feels stuck in this person's rut in a very sort of polite way, very sort of well-mannered, very sort of, yes, we're both happy as we are, and it's very stable, and I am extremely attracted to you, but I don't know if I can actually move forward with it. To me, it doesn't feel at the moment like things are going to move until this person starts shifting their perspective. So the reason for this connection is for you to change this person's perspective, and the Seven of Swords and the Page of Wands at the top of this make me think you've got to find some tact to do that, to do it in a different way so they don't even know what they're doing. Very subversive. It is, honestly, it's like leaving holiday brochures by the toilet. I do this in my house so that people, when they're on the toilet, they read the brochures and then come out as if it's their idea, like, let's go on holiday. I think, what a great idea. It's that type of thing. Okay, some advice then. Let's have this card's advice for you. The Temperance card here is, with regards to that Seven of Swords and the Page of Wands, is take your time. Don't sweat it. Take your time. Think of ways that you possibly could get around this person if you want to be in their life. If you don't want to be in their life, you know, that's fair enough. But the attraction there, the Two of Cups, is, I'm guessing, both ways. It's been immediate and it's been a big attraction to start off with. And I'm wondering whether it's fizzled slightly and you're looking to see what's happening next. But the Temperance card is saying, take your time, play the long game, take a different tack and start with small steps. Small exciting steps as well. So the Page of Wands is not the Page of Pentacles. It's not a case of ask them out for a walk. It's more ask them out to do something that they might find fun. I mean, the King of Pentacles might like a walk, but it's something with movement and slightly exciting is the way forward. And the Wheel of Fortune as well, down here with the Nine of Swords, is don't get upset about it. Don't sweat it. It's just basically timing with the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance here. Okay, pile number 2. I'm going to stop there. I hope that makes sense and helps in some way. You know, I don't know if you can pick like 100% out of that because it's a general reading, but if there are bits there that feel right, then I hope it helps you. Okay, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you for joining me. Bye. Okay, pile number 3. There's no other way to say this, and if this isn't you, then it definitely is the wrong pile. This is a strong lust, sexual attraction pile, getting things moving, getting things going, and understanding about yourself, your drives and your body, without doubt. There may be what I would say a strong sex drive with something that is quite either suppressing or conventional in some way that you may not feel that you can actually show it. To me, because you've got the Strength card up here, which makes me think of trying to almost disown your animal instincts, to be honest here, because you've got the Ace of Wands here, the King of Wands here, very strong sexual drive with a Hierophant crossing it. To me, it's passion I'm guessing between two people who have very passionate natures, or it could be either way, to be honest. It could go either way. If you haven't got a strong sexual nature, it could possibly... You've got 2 aces. You've got the Strength card and you've got the King of Wands. It could be with the 12th house there as well. like a sexual awakening type of reason that you're together. And I don't know which person it falls with as yet. It could be if you're not particularly interested in sex, if you're quite asexual in some way. It might be this person comes into your life for a reason, and I'm guessing there's nothing wrong with being asexual or not being interested in sex whatsoever, but it may be a change in your perspective on how you view your body, how you enjoy your sex life. This is very strong in this one. Okay, let me just go through the cards bit by bit. With the 12th house and Aries up here, Aries is a really strange planet, and whenever, you read something or you think of something and it always sticks in your mind. With Aries, I have this feeling that it's the planet, it's the shocker planet. It's the one that's thrown into orbit when something that you're not expecting or something that shakes the status quo comes up. And another thought I have in my head, which I will say now, and I don't know whether there's any substance behind this, is 2026. I am wondering whether that year, and it's something I've looked at years ago and I've written bits about it, and I'm wondering whether that year is going to be a bit of a shocker in a more societal way, in something that is unexpected, probably unaccepted and totally different and outside ourselves, is going to come into what I would say our vicinity, I can't think of a word there, and wake us up. It's like something outside ourselves. And I have got notes, but to be honest, I'm not going to go into that. But that is, whenever I see Aries, I always think of that year. And I don't know. I do know, but I'm not telling you. It's what I'm thinking. 12th house is hidden. The 12th house is hidden. So this to me makes me think of hidden and I've said this in another reading before, sins of thy father with a 12th house, and this sexual pile is what I'm thinking, sexual repression and possibly a need to be more at home. This, I don't know who it is yet, whether it's you or your person, and not repress or hold down anything. I have got more stories there about sexual repression and whips and bits and cupboards that were discovered, but I'm not going to go there. I think it's too personal, but not to do with my immediate family, honestly. Extended. The Queen of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles behind, with these cards here, is making me thinking that somebody possibly has had more partners than the other partner, because this has a very strong physical feel to it. The Knight of Pentacles is very much in contrast to the Queen of Wands. It could be, depends on the male or female energy. The more masculine energy could be a little bit like pile number 2, a little bit more subdued with their sexuality. The Queen of Pentacles could be somebody who's very open, very much a case of I'm going to say quantity more than quality. It's probably, I'm not saying this is either of you, but the Queen of Wands to me, I'm saying this in the last pile about that film with Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston, is When I Met Polly, where she is very open, very bohemian, very easygoing with her sexuality. Just basically, if she's attracted to somebody, it just feels the right thing to do. And I think she's actually like that in real life, because she, I've heard her say, not heard her say, but read in something really, I'm sure it's very true, like Hello Magazine, that you have to kiss a lot of frogs. Well, the Knight of Pentacles wouldn't say that. The Knight of Pentacles would say, I'm going to hold back until I find the right frog. So there's something to do with different love natures here is what I'm thinking. There's something to do with one of you being very restricted or very restricted with regards to your passions. The 8 of Wands here and the 2 of Swords is almost like falling for somebody, feeling an intense pull, an intense push. The 2 of Swords is then like some sort of mental trauma coming into this process with regards to perhaps the sexual activity or where it's going to go next. I think it's your person that's more sexually repressed in some ways, because you're coming across here as the Ace of Wands. So you could be the Queen of Pentacles. You could be have quite an open love nature, and you could be quite at ease with your body. why, and I normally pick these two cards up here for the hopes and fears, what's going on behind, to get an inkling of why people actually ask for reading. So I'm wondering whether your person is either not very expressive with their physical nature. There's what I'm saying here with the Five of Pentacles, or feeling here. So what does that look like? What's that face there? That little space hopper face there. Is a feeling of somebody that may have low self-worth, or... And you know what I'm thinking of here? I've got a friend who is very Sagittarius, very open with her sexuality, like, you know, is likes lots of different partners, and had sex with this person. I think it was like Camp America sort of thing. I don't know where this happened. I'm sure there weren't children around. And then said it was such bad sex that she got up and walked off. And I thought, that is just mean. But this could be something that your person may have experienced, male or female, it doesn't really matter. Just some feeling of inadequacy, or maybe just a reserved quality with regards to how they function in that arena, I suppose. Can't think of what else to say. Now, what the end card is the Lovers. And the 12th house and Aries is like a shocker of something that is hidden. Whether you are, the reason for this connection could be for you to almost like a sexual awakening for your person, because you've got the Ace of Brushes here as well, the 5 of spray cans, which is the 5 of cups, and then 9 of, oh, so they're swords, aren't they? 9 of swords, 5 of swords. I think your person, possibly could have some sort of strange, unusual, not cohesive mental processes with regards to their sexuality. And I'm thinking maybe lack of self-worth in some way, which possibly is behind a lot of different mind complexes that come out with regards to how you function in the outside world. So there could be so many different scenarios that the more I get these sword cards here, the more I'm getting a feeling of different personalities with regards to love and body image. Ace of Wands twice. This could even be somebody who finds it difficult to marry up love and sex. I would almost expect there to be an Emperor card here. Again, I said that in the second pile too. Where are you today, Emperor? Of that feeling of somebody that separates the person that they're in love with the person that they have sex with. Which is a very strange situation. I once lived with a man in Vancouver. I mean, I was his flatmate, and he was beautiful, really good looking man. And his girlfriend used to come round, and she was studying photography, I think. You know, really nice girl. But he was sleeping with lots of different prostitutes on the side. So this is the feeling. I'm not saying your person's doing this. It's just somebody who has different parts of them. What I would say, either a wild part that is very interested in sex, or possibly not. Could be either way. But there's that feeling there that they are restricting something inside themselves, and it may be coming out in different ways that are quite difficult. And the reason that you two are connected together, I'm guessing here, with what I would say you're coming across with a very open sexual nature, very at ease with yourself, is for you to teach this person what is natural. And it's almost like shaking the skeleton out of the closet with Eris there. It's like throwing a bomb into somebody's inner workings, all those things that have been repressed. And a lot of the time the 12th house, as I said earlier, repressed through generations. It could be just a very sort of restrictive love nature. I don't know. I don't actually know, but it's something to do here with those sword cards here, mental processes. It's got something to do with your person, and the reason you're together is for you to express your sexuality in a very free, and not free as in like you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but very free, 8 of Wands and the Lovers, easy way. And in some way, in some process, the Two of Swords here possibly could be releasing them from what they, if this person's attracted to you and you're different from them in the way that you function in that way, you can actually teach them how things work and how to actually connect in a very intimate way without asking for anything extra, without it being dirty, without it being wrong. With the Knight of Pentacles possibly could have quite a conventional love nature. And the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands just enjoys sex for what it is. So this is what I'm thinking here. I might be totally off the wrong track or on the wrong track. That's the reason I'm thinking behind this connection is two different personalities come together to express their sexuality, for your person to work on what I would say hidden matters that need to be broken. And for you to stay, in your advice here, I'm not even going to pull your advice card out, to be honest, because your advice here is to stay centered with what I would say a very open and honest approach to sexuality and who you love and how you love. And this person may actually try and put you into, it's like the Madonna and the whore feeling here. Possible. The Emperor card's not here, so I don't know. If they turn around at any point and say, well, you're too forward, or you're too open, or you've got lots of partners, it's like, no, you don't. This person, you're there to teach them. Now, the Strength card there says it all to me. They may have a very strong sexual nature that is suppressed with the Hierophant in some way. You've got the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, deep down you match each other, but the 12th house here, your person has hidden something, I'm guessing, inside themselves that feels like it's not right to do something. It's not, and I don't know what it is. But Aries card there is a shocker, and it's time to basically wipe that one out of the 12th house. You don't want this person carrying down this mental process through their DNA for the next generation and the generation after that. You don't have to do anything magnificent this pile. The reason for this connection is for you to basically love this person and be yourself. Ooh. I said I wasn't going to get a card. This is really strong feeling of somebody that's wound themselves up with what they think should be a physical relationship. And the thing that I'm probably trying to wonder aloud here is, in what way does this work in their world? Do they restrict their affections in some way in case they're hurt? Don't know. Do they sleep with lots of partners to make themselves feel as if that's okay? I don't know. There's lots of things that something I'm guessing with regard to their mental processes here is slightly misconstrued. And what I would say for you, this isn't a bad connection at all. It may be even just like, 1% of the relationship. But it's for you here, I'm guessing, this person is coming across as the world as well. The 12th house, they're both endings. Something has to end. Something has to grow out of this. And it's for you to show them the way. For you to be open and honest and beautiful and centered and loving and take no crap. Absolutely nothing. You can't take on this person's mental complexes or processes at all. You're the one that has to know. The Strength card there, at what level you function, and don't take anything less from them. The real sort of, you're doing well, keep it up. Don't ever question yourself. Oh my gosh, what can you say with that? Queen of Wands, King of Wands, 8 of Wands, Lovers. You're coming out as Ace of Wands here, and then they've got the Knight of Pentacles, 12th house here, and then what I would say mental processes, and then you pull out the devil at the end. That's quite straightforward to me. Right, I'm going to leave that there, pile number 3. I hope that makes sense. Even as I said, if it's just a very, very small thing, it doesn't have to be a huge complex issue that goes on for years and years and years. It could be very much just be a quip, like you've had lots of partners, that type of thing. Or, you know, you're a bit sort of, what's the word? Prim. You know, that type, you know, people push things on you because they are prim or they are a little bit reserved in that area. I don't know, but there's something here where you've just got to be yourself because you're actually teaching them in this way, in this pile. You're teaching them. Right, I'm going to leave you there, pile number 3. Thank you very much for spending time with me, and I hope to see you again. Bye.